So, Rebecca, we've got halfway through Nancy Kline's 10 components of a thinking environment. To remind ourselves, as much as anyone else, we've reached encouragement. And encouragement, in 3 words, she defines in the thinking environment context as being moving beyond competition. Over to you.
Yeah, I love this one. And in the book, she talks about competition stifles encouragement and limits thinking. And I think that's quite an interesting phrase there. And I think when we feel like we're in competition with others, we can be quite reluctant. Well, there's a number of factors. We can be reluctant to share because we might not want somebody stealing our ideas. Sure. But also, we might worry that other people think our idea is bad or stupid or daft or something like that. So I can see how, yes, competition could limit our thinking rather than encourage us to be willing to share.
Because when I first encountered this one, it's not as immediately accessible as some of the others. I thought, what does she mean by this? And I guess for me, it meant, and I've no doubt this is driven by my own self-perception of my own behavior, competition for space, for time, for speaking time, competition to get in. What I've got to say is more important than yours. What I've got to say, I want to hear myself say, I'm fed up with listening to you. I came at it from that sort of angle.
Yeah, and I think that's an element of it as well, isn't it? If you can think of a meeting, you're in the meeting and you're thinking, well, I can see that we've only got 10 minutes left. I've not had the chance to get what I want to say in, and everybody else is talking. How am I going to get my word in? And who's better than me? And am I showing myself to be worthy of this position or this promotion because, you know, everybody else is being able to talk and share their ideas and I haven't? And as you can see, you get faster and faster and it gets more frantic. And yes, I can see how competition and that fear of not being able to share what you want to share is really, you're not thinking in a clear manner. If you're thinking like that, you're not thinking clearly about your ideas.
Absolutely. And I guess we don't learn anything, well, anything's a bit extreme. I feel we learn less from hearing what we've got to say than by encouraging others to say something new or different to what we already believe or know.
Yeah, and I think this is where encouragement is really important, isn't it? Is you've got to encourage people to be willing to share, but also demonstrate to them that by sharing, they are not going to be shot down, that they are going to be listened to, that nobody's going to think, you know, that's a really stupid idea. So the encouragement is really important to enable people to feel safe to share their ideas and to contribute to a conversation or a meeting.
Yeah, the key word in all this is competition for me. With whom and why are you competing? And where there's a lack of felt competition, what is there instead? Collaboration, something more positive than competition. Competition has an element that could be said to be positive, but it's essentially not. So I guess it's more about collaboration and interest generating new thoughts other than those you're filling a space because you want to prove that what you've got to say is more important than someone else.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, I think that's where the encouragement really helps that collaboration, because if you're encouraging each other, if you see as if we work together as a team, we will get further than if we're trying to do this on our own and being competitive about it. That's a new thought, isn't it? Now, if we all work together to the same ends, we would get there quicker and possibly with a better product or a better service.
Team together, everyone achieves more. Oh dear. But yeah, that while you were saying that, and part of this whole thinking environment discipline is the discipline of saying, no, I've just had that thought. Let's keep it until there's a chance to speak rather than interrupt, because I would normally have interrupted you. And said, yeah, and I just thought this, but you were still talking, so that's disrespectful. So I'm trying genuinely to stop and think about what you're saying and about whether what I'm about to say has any value, because the time might have passed. It might have had some value had I interrupted you, but right now it doesn't, and I'm already forgetting what it is I was about to say. So, and that's the other thing that happens about this, isn't it? Because if you're not competing for airtime, very often you're deciding what to do with what you otherwise might have said.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting one, isn't it? And maybe, yeah, I think this is where the elements start to really pull together, isn't it, really? I think so we can now start to see all these different elements, when you combine them together, have a really, really powerful effect. And that encouragement from everybody in the team, and encouraging everybody in the team to contribute as well, is really important, and recognizing that everybody has value, everybody has ideas that they can bring to this project, to this meeting, whatever it is, and it's valuable.
Yeah, that is so true. And to me, encouragement also means a positive action. It's not just restraining yourself from doing something which is unhelpful. It's also about saying, tell me more about that. I don't think I've heard all there is to know about what you feel about this. What else are you thinking? This is something else that some of the people like Linda Aspey and others I've seen say a lot. What else are you thinking? And encouragement for me, and I find it's hard to articulate, and because it's new and it's challenging and it's hard to put into words. Encouragement in a thinking environment for me means about genuinely saying, hey, I was going to say this, but I don't think it's important, about knowing more about what you've got to say. So it's about the encouragement to contribute more, and for me to hear more about what someone's thinking.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting idea, isn't it? In that encouragement can be given in so many ways. It can be encouragement. It could be just nodding and encouraging somebody to continue with that. Or it could be, that's a really good idea. Yeah, can you tell me some more about that? So it can be verbal, it can be through body language, it can be through the culture of an organization as well. If that sense of encouragement is, let's work together on this, everybody can contribute, let's hear everybody's ideas on this, and knowing that it's going to be safe to do so, and knowing that your ideas will be listened to regardless of whether they're taken forward or not. You can safely share your ideas.
And this thing called a face isn't saying, shut up, I want to talk. Right, we said we keep these tight. I know we've both got more to say on this, but we did say we keep it tight. So let's keep this here for now, and we'll come back to these later.
Yep.